Hello everyone. Today I'm going to have a bit of a different video. Just want to talk about some things that I like
Oh,
and I
that's
don't
bad.
like about good old BattleBits. I completely understand if this is not something you're interested in, and that's perfectly fine. And also, I know I'm no game developer, I'm no genius, I know very little, but I do know how to edit and upload videos to YouTube, so here we are. And the first topic is a contentious one. I know that the sniper rifles changes, not everybody's been a fan of, including me. And I think the biggest factor of that is the medium scopes having a glint and the bullet tracers. I personally don't like it because when I do snipe, don't sit at very long ranges. I'm more of a in there, get a good flank, pick off people with a silent sniper type of person. And having bullet tracers absolutely ruins that, including the glint off of the medium scopes. Now, what I would like, I'm thinking maybe a barrel attachment for snipers that gets rid of bullet tracers for the snipers, but it can give you some kind of penalty where your bullet velocity is lower, maybe you're not 100% accurate, something along those lines. And I feel like maybe that'd be a good way to balance it. For the scopes and the glint, I feel like the long range scopes and the medium range scopes should perhaps be changed. I don't know if this is even possible, how this would work in game coding and so on and so forth, but let's take, for example, a 4x scope. The 4x scope has no glint up to 400 meters or whatever, and past that, there is a glint. So if you're sniping and you have 4x and you're within a certain range of the enemies, they don't see a glint off your scope. But if you're past that range, there is a glint. And maybe that's possibly a good way to balance it. I'm not too sure though. Another thing is I love the helicopters, and it's very fun to pilot them and be with them and hear everybody chit-chatting. I feel like when you're the pilot of the helicopter, all you really are is just a taxi service. The machine guns on the side could be a lot more effective. And I don't really know what change can be made, but personally I feel like they just need a little bump in damage. Just a tiny little one. Not anything too grand. Because it's very hard to aim and stay on target with them. And B, they do very little damage where you really need to spray down a certain target. Even like Humvees and enemy helicopters take an absolute beating from you before they go down. So I feel like just a tiny little bump, incy-bincy bump in damage could make you useful even against infantry, because I've been playing. And usually I pilot because that's what I like and enjoy. And I'm like, damn, these gunners suck. And then when I tried gunning, I'm like, wow, these guns suck. And another thing I think everybody is kind of mad about is probably the sound. But I think they're changing that. They're working on changing the sound. It's just so frustrating playing and not being able to distinguish between friendly and enemy footsteps. As sometimes you'll turn around and, oh, it's just a friendly. Okay, then you get shot from the front. And then sometimes you hear footsteps behind you, like, it's probably just a friendly. And then you get shot from behind. It's just very frustrating to play like that. I also feel like the attachment rework that they did was amazing and a general step in the right direction. Though I still feel like there's further balancing and changes that can be made. As right now, for a barrel attachment, you just kind of put on the suppressor long, and there's very little reason to use any other barrel attachment, I feel like. The foregrip, in certain situations, I feel like the foregrips, you can kind of change them around too. And for the side rails, now this is kind of going to a personal opinion, where for the side rails, 3 of the attachments, or I think 4, maybe 3 or 4 attachments are flashlights. And nobody ever plays night maps, which is perfectly okay. If you don't like night maps, you don't. But I kind of like night maps, but they are never picked, and there are never any games with night maps. And whenever one miraculously goes through, people kind of say, I hate this piece, and they'll leave. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly okay. I think the devs are doing a pretty good job. They're very communicative over on their Discord. And I believe them when they say they listen to the community. But another thing is with the community, I don't see any custom game modes anymore or custom lobbies. I remember when they first had them, there were zombie game
Bro,
modes,
what
there
the
was
hell?
gun game, and
What the
both
hell is
were
that?
super fun. But now when I go into the server browser and look for either or, there's absolutely nothing. And that might just have to do with players. People naturally, play other games and so on and so forth, which is perfectly fine. I still absolutely love the voice comms that we have. You get some colorful personalities and absolutely hilarious interactions, both with enemies and friendlies. People seem to take the game not very seriously and just kind of enjoy it. And that's how I play. I know the game was meant to be a mil-slim, but the arcadey aspect is probably what keeps most people, including myself, interested. I think it's going to be hard if, they try to balance both mil-slim and arcade. But I feel like they do a good job so far. One of these examples is, you see people's characters running around crazy and going wild with movement, making it hard to hit them. But if you do hit them, they need to slow down and bandage themselves or they will bleed out. That's an example that I like. Or even going back with the helicopters. When you're in the helicopter, it's just not a one-man job. You're not pilot, gunner, and repairee. You need a bit of teamwork and cooperation. You need an engineer repairing. You need gunners. Maybe somebody with RPG. But yeah. Just kind of want to share some opinions. And also want to hear from you guys. What are some changes you guys think, they can make? Do you guys agree with snipers? Do you think snipers should have an attachment that takes away bullet tracers? Make glint or range based? Do you guys like night maps? I'm gonna probably guess a lot of you absolutely hate night maps, and that's perfectly okay. Because I know if you start using night vision night maps, people start throwing flares just because they can. And yeah, do you guys think the helicopter needs a bit of a buff? I haven't really used the ATV, or is it called the BTR? I don't know, I always forget. Or the tank much. I have flown quite a bit. I feel like the Humvees themselves are pretty good. The gun on them, you can really just mow enemies down. But yeah, I would like to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What do you guys think? And thank you. If anybody made it this far, thank you so much for listening. And I hope to see you all next time. See ya. Toodaloots.